What's going on, EPW Nation? It's your boys from the Everything College Basketball Podcast, Josh and Peyton, here to remind you all that college basketball season is right around the corner. Yes, we finally know it's right around the corner, and Peyton, there's only one place people should go for all the college basketball excitement.
Well, Josh, the only place to find all college basketball hoops all the time is Everything College Basketball. Everything College Basketball can be listened to on several podcast hosting sites like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And we can also be found on our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Everything College Basketball.
Yes, make sure you are joining the group with a couple other 100 people and growing by the day as we march into year number 3 of the Everything College Basketball networking system. Now, let's get back to Conrad and Everything Pro Wrestling.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open by God sleigh. What's going on, man? It's Christmas time, it's holiday time, and you have reached the number one collaborative podcast anywhere in the world. He is the one and only Conrad Cushman, representing Everything Pro Wrestling. I'm your man, Sean Hubbard, representing Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Look at us as your two brown-skinned Santa Claus is about to bless y'all with this Amazon gift card for the people who follow the instruction. But more importantly than that, you have reached Clash of the Podcast. Hit him with that intro. Let's get it. Yo, it's such a blessing to be here, man. Conrad, Merry early Christmas and Happy Holidays to you, my brother. How are you feeling on this cold evening during this holiday season?
I'm feeling good, man. I had some stressful shopping to do. We got that out the way. We kind of moseyed on out for at least the kids, you know what I mean? So the children are taken care of. Now I just got to worry about the adults, the hardest people to buy for. So.
Sweet God. We were just talking before the show came on the air about how much money we've been spending and all our family obligations. I love it, man, but good God almighty. Man, oh man, I could have bought me a brand new BMW for the money. I at least put a down payment on something for the money I spent this year, brother.
For sure. Let's get. I want to say hello to people in the chat. I saw some were in here beforehand waiting for us. We talk sometimes before. If it's not starting at 6:05, there's either a technical issue or we're having a conversation. So that's keeping it a buck. That's some post-production notes for you guys.
Yes.
But Mr. Pro Wrestling,
real life stuff before we jump into this thing. But it's always love, and we're only about 2 minutes late, so we're all good.
Yeah, we're good. Mr. Pro Wrestling 1, what's good? Thank you for joining us, BJ. What is up, BJ? He said, what up? What's good?
What up?
Mr. Matt Lopez says, good evening.
ML, what up, though?
Big T says, good evening as well. What's up, Big T?
It's easy. What's the vibe?
Let's see. Connor knows soccer. Hello, Conrad and Sean. Yo, what up?
Connor, welcome.
Derek says, yo. What's good, D?
Yes,
You can catch him every Wednesday on the AEW Dynamite Reviews, acting a fool. E is also in the house. He said Cena, Z's. Now, John Cena was put on here for a reason. Sometimes I gotta put the comment or the headline that's gonna grab people. Y'all gotta forgive me. I couldn't come on here and put Mandy Rose leaks because that you ain't gonna see none of that on here. Right. So I try to be truthful. I'm not clickbaiting you. I'll tell you some YouTubers who clickbait you, and I know them. So I'm not that guy on this side of town.
Shamelessly clickbait.
Facts. Demond McKinney, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling and let y'all know eggs ain't poultry, grits ain't groceries, and a Mona Lisa was a man. What's good, Demond? What's good? B-Boy Skyline also here. Don't forget as well, we're live on Twitch. Sick watching us from Twitch. I see the Player Haters Ball as your background. What's good? Matt, tell everyone happy holidays. Derek's freak out to Cody is still the best thing that happened this year. We had to make a soundboard button out of it, bro. Crazy. Lots of good moments. By the way, for those in the chat, if you have not looked yet, wait till after this is done. Listen to us. But we do have a link down below for Everything Pro Wrestling 2022 awards. It's at Google Docs this year. 10 categories, the 10 we always use. Go in there, show us some love. Pick your top 10. You got some time if you're not ready to pick yet, but you can fill in answers if you don't see one you don't like. I gave lots of options, so please make sure you do that. Also, make sure to visit HubbardWrestlingWeekly.com. The link is also in the description for the audio version of this, so make sure you guys show him some love as well. He's got a bunch of great articles. Not only does he have wrestling stuff, but he has combat sports, boxing, mixed martial arts, whatever you are into, he's got you covered. So make sure you guys check out the homie Sean as well.
And we got a very big contest, man. It's our first contest as a group. We're doing this amazing giveaway for the holidays, man, tonight. If you have not already followed the instruction, go right now to my Twitter page, to Conrad's Twitter page. Make sure you follow us if you're not already. Make sure you subscribe to both channels, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly and EPW, and make sure you click done on our Twitter pages, or just type done into the chat box since you're already here and let us know that you've done the required duties in order to be eligible for our Amazon gift card. It is not anything that needs to be mailed. It's literally a code, and I will be emailing the winner first thing tomorrow morning, just in time for the holidays. So make sure you lock in.
Right. I see people. Y'all better quit being nasty in this chat talking about Mandy Rose. There ain't nothing in here for Mandy Rose but discussion. All right. What's good, Rob, Cray? I see you guys jumping in a little bit late. What's good? Demand, where's the link, bro? Gotta chill, bro. We this ain't that kind of show. I had John Cena slated for us to talk about first. Do we want to go that route first?
Let's do it, man. Because let's get the boring stuff out the way. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Wow. We're gonna keep the thirst for Mandy going. So, Sean, he's back. Mr. John Cena was on SmackDown. He popped up on the Titantron. Little bit of a brick behind him, brick wall. He was doing his best comedy routine. Yo, I ain't gonna front, bro. Mm-hmm. I gotta say it now, bro. Yo, the man looks like Ernest, bro. The more I see him, the more I see Ernest, man. Wow. If you don't know who that is, that's probably I'm too old to be talking about movies with you, but I just see Ernest, bro.
I feel you. I understand what you're trying. I understand the analogy, the comparison.
I don't know. He came back. John Cena's character, you know where he's at right now to me? You know what? I should let you speak first before I even say this.
I mean, look, I'm going to jump right into this thing. I think the John Cena comeback situation is corny as hell. I'm really not feeling it at all. I think this dude is just trying, like he actually mentioned it, which makes it even worse. He's trying to make sure that he gets to keep the streak alive for having a match in every year of his WWE career. I think it's stupid corny. I think it's stupid annoying. And I'm very disgusted with it, man. I think it's a play on John Cena being exactly who we always thought he was and who he always denied himself to be, and what he's always accused The Rock of being. I'm no Rock apologist, but I'll tell you something. I will never forget the 2011-2012 rivalry between him and The Rock, and how he said The Rock was a movie star and he wasn't WWE anymore and he left and all this other stuff. There's nothing wrong with what John Cena is doing by going out and making movies and being a movie star. Well, he's not really a movie star. He's a B-list whatever. But at the end of the day, you want to go out, you want to make movies, you do your thing, but you don't disparage somebody else. One thing I got to give Triple H credit for, Triple H was a B-list, C-list, D-list actor, but he never made fun of The Rock for being an actor. He never made fun of Stone Cold making it go at it. Stone Cold was never on The Rock's level. He never made fun of The Rock for doing The Rock's thing. The Rock is the most successful crossover actor in the history of professional wrestling. Cena made fun of The Rock. He called The Rock a sellout. I don't necessarily disagree. I do think The Rock is a sellout, but that doesn't matter. That's not the point. The Rock being a sellout is not the point. Don't call somebody a sellout and then do the exact same thing. Cena, go back, doing what you're doing. We don't need you.
To be fair, he has since then apologized for saying that.
Conrad. He apologized because what choice did he have? Because he looked like a hypocrite. Come on, bro.
Well, and I'm sure Vince was like, you better cut it out. I need this man to keep bringing me these $1 million buy rates at the same time. Yeah, but I'm going to go a different route with this whole John Cena thing. I feel John Cena is Hulk Hogan in the year is 95, 96 right now. He is stale, even upon a comeback now at this point. I don't know if I'm going to give a shout out to the six pack, to Mountie, Narcolepsy Boy 94, Kyron, and Rambo. Now listen, we've all worked on projects together, but they are the group. We were the old heads, me, Sean, and Mountie. But when we talk about John Cena, I never realized how much the younger generation really, that is their Hogan. Like, I don't think we really put it on that level. They would not let us say a bad thing about this man, but we remember him so differently. I feel like John Cena, where he made the biggest mistake, looking back at it, was you were a hip hop person and then you completely changed. So it felt like you were being a culture vulture, to use a term that may not be proper, but he came in, he took the hip hop culture, and then he completely did a 180, a 360, whatever you want to call it. And he basically left all that behind and started just doing the salute. And you don't like rap anymore? You don't care about the fans? Because we got him to the dance on SmackDown. He went to Raw and became a different person. I think that's where the problem began for John Cena. That's me. That's why he started getting booed. That's why he started getting those weird reactions. And then the company went PG and he just became Mr. Company Guy. I think it's a big mistake. And what would I do to get him back on point? I think it's time for an NWO Hogan heel turn. He needs to break some hearts. I don't know if they've got the guts to do it right now. I don't know if his acting is going to do it, but if it'll allow for it. But I think John Cena needs to break some kids' hearts and goes on one more run before it's all said and done.
I mean, I think that would be cool, but I don't think he'll ever do it. I think John Cena is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and I think that's what he'll always be. I think that technically he's not Ricky Steamboat because Ricky Steamboat was literally never, ever a heel, and John Cena did have a small heel run in his early Dr. Thugonomics days. So I guess he'll never be Ricky Steamboat or the Ultimate Warrior, but the bottom line is he is a lifelong babyface. And I don't think it would be awesome. It would change the face of people like my opinion of him if he were to do such a thing. But unfortunately, I don't think he ever will. And that's sad because it would be awesome if he did.
I shouldn't have scrolled up too high to those Mandy Rose comments again. Man, yeah, I see people talking about Christmas breaking the pockets. We'll start with Big T here. He said, nah, he's definitely right. So nice of Cena to grace us with his presence before the end of the year with a tag match nobody's going to watch. Demond said, bro, he does look like Ernest. Yes, Cena has definitely lost some of his muscle mass. Yeah, that's definitely noticeable too. But he doesn't, I don't know. He's still doing his thing, man. Like I said, I think he's a good actor, though. He's been doing pretty well with Peacemaker. I loved that show when he was on it. I even forgot he was John Cena for a moment. Like watching, I was like, man, I'm enjoying this show. Right. He's pretty good at it. Like I know he started in those B movies and at that tier where it's like he's just the featured guy. I think he's starting to move up though. I think a lot of his credentials are starting to show. Like he's really, really good. I'm seeing him in more like car commercials, shaving cream commercials. He's everywhere. Cena goes to camp. Y'all knock it off. Cena needs to get on that. Whoa, that McJuice. I don't know what you speak of. Ernest goes to the WWE. LOL. Ernest. I'm sorry, Mr. Pro Wrestling says Cena's whack. Six said, but wait, he apologized to The Rock and the fans since leaving WWE. He said he was wrong for calling The Rock a hypocrite. Damn, man, accept the apology. We rarely get those these days.
I thought I was a heel. Didn't we talk about this last week?
Can't use that as a way to get out of stuff. Wrestling Twitter won't let you have it happen. I know someone who tries that.
I really do believe that, though. I mean, I think The Rock. Excuse me. I think Cena's apology was a little bit hollow. I think Cena had no choice. Let's come on, man. Let's think about this thing a little bit, man. I'm not even trying to be a jerk about this. Let's talk facts. What's John Cena gonna do? John Cena literally did the same thing that The Rock did, right? That after he ridiculed The Rock for doing it. And everybody's saying, including you, my tag team partner, my brother, oh, well, he apologized. What choice did he have? What choice did he have? How much more of an idiot can you be than to say, you know what, Conrad, I don't like you because you wear glasses. And then I throw on glasses. What the hell? It's ridiculous. So he apologized. It's obvious he apologized to save face. Are we gonna believe that John Cena genuinely apologized? Come on, bro. Come on.
He did the angry sitcom dad when he tore those off too. I know y'all heard that little slight bend. It was like, oh, he mad at Eddie Winslow. What did he do?
Let's be real.
But here's what I'm saying. He's darned if he does, darned if he doesn't. Because let's say he never apologized, then everyone would be in here upset at him too for it. I mean, here's the thing with Cena. I think Cena's all right. I don't know if anyone else ever noticed this, but in that WrestleMania 28 match, he definitely got lumped up. Like if you go back and watch, there was a potato thrown, at least one, where it was just like, just so you know, don't ever do that again. Like, I don't know. It's different, man. Let me finish off these comments here. Yeah. Cena never had his NWO Hogan resurgence the way Hogan got himself, and even Austin did the heel turn before he retired. Rob says a heel turn is not good for his brand. Derek says get Cena off my screen. Derek forever will scream that about him. Movie star on the rise. John Cena can't go heel now. Cena, Rock, Austin are great for one-shot matches. They don't need runs for that monster pop. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Damon. I will agree with that. They don't need to be on television every week. Cena would need to make a year-long run to make me believe in his heel turn. I think you could, though, but the problem is Roman's done the same thing, too, so would you really believe if Cena did it now? That would be tough to sell. But if Roman goes away for a while, maybe Cena could fill that void. Cena was a culture vulture. So was The Rock. Cena stole R-Truth's gimmick. I don't know about that. Ain't nobody trying to be K-Quick. I'll be honest with you. Rock stole Deion Sanders. I see the similarities when he did that. Prime time, baby. Must Be the Money is one of the best rap songs ever by someone who is not a rapper, by the way. That used to be my jam when I played high school basketball. Must be the money.
That's turning me on. Must be the money.
Diamond Rolex and gators on my feet. Yo, you got it. The rap is so bad, it's good.
Deion was trash at rapping, but he was so freaking cool, though.
Yeah, it was just swag. It's 100% swag. He's agreeing with you. He said, amen. Derek still saying trash doo-doo. Cena is Hogan's son. It won't change mine, Derek said. Jeez Louise. And Chucky, how are you doing, Charles Lee Ray? He says, Cena can't lace Hogan's boots. Wow. Man, they're on one tonight, man. We got a lot of topics, so I think we should keep this thing moving, man.
Let's do it.
It's time for this one will be for Derek. I'm gonna move a little bit away from the mic so that I can do this like him. Howdy.
Oh Lord.
Uncle Howdy made his debut on SmackDown this week. We were told to keep our eyes on SmackDown. And this man showed up. He's got white gloves on. It wasn't Bray. Bray was in the ring. Where are you hoping they go with this, bro?
I mean, we can hope it's The Rock, right? I'm being facetious. Like, we can hope it's somebody extraordinary and amazing. But logically, probably Bo Dallas, and I think that would be cool if that were the case. It would definitely give Bo Dallas some purpose and a really good rub on him returning to the fold. Again, being funny when I say The Rock, I'm just using a big name. If it was, what I'm saying is dream scenario, if it was somebody amazing, like over the top, really charismatic, amazing character to be the guy, cool. But let's just hope for something moderately good. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not going to be The Rock. It's not going to be Austin. It's not going to be The Undertaker, right? So let's hope for something that actually makes sense and will be pretty entertaining and tie in with the Bray Wyatt character, which obviously would be his real life brother, Bo Dallas.
Demon's definitely agreeing with you. I feel like this is the good thing about this. It could go so many ways. This has not fallen. I'm like still right in the middle with this. This could either go really good and save a lot of people, or it could go really bad. We're like, what are you doing? Yo. This has nothing to do with Bray, but I'm gonna forget if I don't say this right now. Me and Sean talked about the Triple H returns. And I got to give a shout out to Mr. Warren Hayes on Twitter, bro. He had me in tears. I thought I sent this to you, Sean, but he mentioned something, and everybody had that Infinity Gauntlet with Triple H bringing back all the returns. And somebody said, if you don't get out of here with that Midfinity Gauntlet, and he did, man, that was the best thing I've read all week, and I had to send it to you because we've been saying it ever since we brought it up. I'm starting to see more people get on the train. Like, these returns ain't really all that great.
Not that good. Not that good. Little mid.
Bray's been the best, though. I will say, I still think Bray has been handled the best out of all of them.
Let me say something though. You know, you hit a home run with Bray, but you've been hitting nothing but bunt singles with if singles. You know, just bunt. You know, bunt sacrifices with everybody else.
Right. Big T, I just asked you in the chat, what clip are you talking about? He said he had a clip that made him stop watching WWE in 2014 on a full-time basis. Road Dogg produced the Uncle Howdy segment. It might be Bo. I'm going to have to say this, too. We're getting a lot of sidebars today. I'm trying to say this without cursing.
Don't cut. No, let me cut you off. Don't curse, but go in, bro. Don't hold back.
Road Dogg's name is not going to be mentioned with this stuff anymore. I am tired of. Why is Road Dogg slandering Bret Hart? What is this? Is the DX Hart Foundation beef still going on? Road Dogg has been ridiculous lately, and I'm really tired of like the big time podcast saying stuff to get clicks. I hope he doesn't mean the stuff he says about Bret, because if not, it's absolutely ridiculous. This is the same dude who said wins and losses don't matter. You see all the dudes who used to kiss Vince's behind, what they're doing now, right? You see, oh, Hunter, please. Oh. Road Dogg, if you ever defend Jinder Mahal being the world champion again, done. I left someone's house that night. I said, if Jinder Mahal wins this world title, I promise you, I'm going to say thank you for having me over to watch this pay-per-view. I'm putting my shoes on. I'm getting in my car and left. And they all thought I was joking. As soon as I heard, hey, I'm out. Goodbye. Come here. Thank you. I'm out. It was done. I couldn't believe that they let him beat Randy Orton, bro. That was ridiculous. And Road Dogg was defending this crap. I don't care if Road Dogg produced it. He ain't getting no props right now. Done. Until I start hearing some better opinions from him and stuff that makes sense, beat it, Road Dogg.
And you know what? Back in the day, he never really gave you that impression of being a butt kisser, but he really is. Like, at least he's coming across that way. I'm really disappointed in him.
Well, Road Dogg's changed a lot.
Okay.
But I don't think he's understood how to still be you within the change, if that makes any sense. He just thinks, I have to do this. And maybe it's the environment Vince created that you have to survive and you can't make anybody upset. But come on, Road Dogg, talk sensible to me now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are banking on Bo. I'm seeing in the chat. Colorado about to get destroyed. Go Oregon Young Bucks?
Oregon Ducks.
Oh no. That's an insider joke on Wednesdays. The Young Ducks. Okay. Quack, quack, Young Ducks.
Okay.
Where's that match with FTR? I'm still waiting. Uncle Howdy wants you to Bo leave. Derek yelling howdy. Chucky Maki Ito turned down WWE. I think she said she would. I don't think that. Listen, money talks, bro. Me and Sean will be in here right now talking. There's a price point that could make us come in there. Yeah, I'll come in Triple H for a certain price. You say all my debt's gone. I'll take care of all your debt, bro. I'm right here, baby.
It's not selling out. You know what I'm saying? Me and Conrad have been very critical of WWE, but as long as we walked in, I think if we walked in the door with our integrity and said, "Hey, listen, you're the number one wrestling company in the world. I'm glad you want us to be part of the team. Here's what I think we should work on." That's us being men, but at the same time, we still have families to feed, kids to feed.
Yeah. And I think you just have to put it in perspective. This stuff could be so much better.
Yeah, man.
Than it is sometimes.
LA
Knight. I want to add into this. LA Knight going into this feud with Bray. Like, this is going to be very telling for him. Is he going to be a big deal, or is this a big mistake putting a new guy in there?
Say it with me, everyone. Yeah. 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 Let me tell you.
Sean, you got to plug the TikTok, bro. I saw that. I was crying.
If you are not subscribed to my TikTok channel, make sure you go to Hub. Wait, let me make sure I get this right. Hub Wrestling, not like the Twitter. Hub Wrestling _MVP. Hub Wrestling _MVP. I do a whole post about LA Knight and how I felt like it was an amazing promo. He broke out of his shell. It's the best LA Knight / Eli Drake that I've seen since the NWA. It reminded me of Ric Flair. It had so much Ric Flair vibes. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going on a limb, and I know I'm going on a major limb right now. This could be LA Knight's break. I know we were all talking about, including myself, how LA Knight being a part of this Bray Wyatt situation was weird, and we didn't understand why that was the case and why he was the one that was chosen. But you know something? That promo this past Friday night was different than, Conrad, back me up here, was different than any other promo he's done since he's been on SmackDown. This was Eli Drake. This wasn't even LA Knight. That was the first glimpse of Eli Drake I've seen since he's been in WWE. And it felt good.
I think so. I'm going to try and keep calling him LA Knight because once I always feel like I have to learn the new people's names so I don't keep going back to calling them the wrong name. So, but Eli Drake, LA Knight, whatever you want to call him, this guy is really, really good on the microphone. He may not be your cup of tea in the ring. You may be like, nah, he's good. He's all right. You know, I don't think he's garbage in the ring at all. He's good. He's really good. But on the microphone, he sells you. It reminds me of CM Punk. I'll say the same thing about Punk. Punk is good in the ring. He's not the greatest technical wrestler ever, though. But where Punk makes his money is on that microphone. You put a microphone in his hand, this dude's going to sell you to the fight, and then he's going to bring it when it's time to bring it in the ring for that fight. That's what you want. That's the total package, in my opinion.
Yes.
Luger, shout out to you. But that's what you want. And that promo, when you said Ric Flair on that TikTok, put it in the chat for people if they want to go find it. I saw the Ric Flair vibes as soon as you said it. The look, the intensity, I said MJF and them do it too. Ricky Starks too. I see it a lot. They grab the ropes and they're yelling into it.
Yes.
It's Flair on Nitro, and I'm like, he's about to take his clothes off. He's about to go in. Yeah, Elizabeth.
Yep.
And then he's just about to start dropping the elbow drops. And I know some people used to think that's hokey 80s wrestling. It's starting to come back. That is what people want. I want you in that camera intense.
I got chills, man. I got chills because that was the first time I've seen LA Knight act that way since he left NWA. I got chills. It felt Ric Flairish. It came across Ric Flairish, and it didn't feel like he was biting Ric Flair. It didn't feel like he was copying Ric Flair. It seemed like it was LA Knight being LA Knight with the volume turned all the way up, and it came across Ric Flair-ish. Every great will take something from the former greats and make it their own. That's what he did. He didn't go out and start saying woo. He didn't start strutting around the ring. He didn't start brushing his hair back and talking about limousines and Learjets. He just made the yeah and let me talk to you mean something. And it's the first time it meant something. And the reason why I know it was the first time it meant something is because it's the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, that the WWE fans were saying it back to him.
Yes, and that's what the moment was. You feel moments. He's been saying this, but when the fans get it and they know, they're going to get into it. That night after WrestleMania is going to be quite interesting for someone like him to see what he's going to end up doing. I think if I'm Triple H or if I'm in Triple H's ear, I'm saying, yo, we gotta do something with him. He may lose his Bray match. Don't worry about this. But after that, we got to do something with him. We need to put the mid-card title on him. That's what I'm starting to think to do with him. Really good. The TikTok right there for you guys to see it. 6 says he's going to get over with that catchphrase. And just to think what Vince had him doing months ago. Max, 2, 3.
Unbelievably terrible. Oh my God. I still get like a little throw up in my mouth when I think about that storyline.
BJ said, see the shoes of a champion. See the jacket, shoes of a champion. Yeah. I love it, too.
Yeah.
He definitely needs to go over Wyatt, Big T says. I don't know if they're going to let that happen. Bray Wyatt's fan base is absolutely like, they love him. LA Knight's promo skills are nice. I just hope the match comes out great. It could be a silent but deadly stinker. Doesn't need to be a great match either. As long as they talked you into the building. LA Knight might need to find himself. He's good, but he's too much like Rock and Austin. I can see the Rock and Austin in him. Someone even said when he speaks, like just regular for interviews, bro, they said he sounds like The Rock. And he just said, yeah, it's just my voice, though. Yeah, he just talks like that.
I'm not gonna say that Cray is wrong. I didn't feel Rock. I felt Ric Flair. Maybe I need to look a little closer.
No. I'm backing you on this one. That was definitely Ric Flair what he did. But watch. Okay, what's the best way to put it? Watch the mannerisms and the inflection. That's where I hear Rock and Stone. Like the Austin is the walk. He will go in there with the BMF walk if it's time to. You can figure out what that stands for. Bad is the first word though. And when he gets in there and he's walking, the pose on the apron is even like The Rock's. Just watch the little things and you'll see it. And there's nothing wrong with putting yourself after the best. Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Let him do it. Okay. And he did ask me in the chat, what did Road Dogg say? This week was AJ Styles is better than Bret Hart. And I just thought that he didn't need to say that. You can have that as an opinion, but you don't need to say that about someone who's like a legend compared to a current person. I don't know.
Yeah.
No words. Knight reminds me of Mr. Kennedy. Ooh, what do you think of that comparison?
I like that comparison. That never entered my mind, but I like it.
Kennedy.
Yeah, I like that. That's a smooth comparison. I mean, I'll have to look a little closer to see if I see the true attributes.
Kennedy.
but I like when you said Kennedy, it did kind of resonate with me. I'll take another look.
But look at how many comparisons we've made to him already, though. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You don't say that about anybody.
You, me, and the entire wrestling world were wondering why they were wasting Bray Wyatt's return, air quotes, anybody listening in the audio, about why they were wasting Bray, I should say, with this LA Knight gimmick. But I'll tell you, they may have stumbled on something because LA Knight could be his moment.
And I keep saying this too, Bray doesn't have to win that first match. You could have Bray Wyatt look weak and just get crushed by LA Knight, and then he snaps into whatever it's going to be. Doesn't have to be that way. He could put someone over while still developing his character. I'm saying wrestling's not all wins and losses. I know Road Dogg says they don't matter. No, they do matter. Because there's a point to where you can't save somebody. I.e., for me, Dolph Ziggler. Mm-hmm. I love Dolph Ziggler. I just cannot find a way to care about it because of how he's been booked. I will never, and I blame Rob for that 100% because he was like, why do you care, man? They're just going to do the same stuff. And they just kept doing it over and over. And I'm like, I'm not getting hyped up for this anymore. He feuded with Kofi, and I was like, nah, Kofi, just beat him, bro. I'm done with this. I was through with it.
That's one of the, I'm not going to go off on a long tangent about Dolph, but you know how I feel about Dolph. It's one of the saddest things they've done with his career, I think. I mean, when I think back about, and by the way, that's 8 years ago. When I think back about Survivor Series 2014 and the possibilities of what could have been after him being the sole survivor in that authority match, and they did nothing with him. Nothing.
Shout out to Realtor Steve, a.k.a. Sting. I hope you're healing up from that knee injury. that you had checked out. Let me see here. Big T says calling it now. LA Knight will win Money in the Bank at WrestleMania this year.
I would love it. If he keeps the same momentum, I would love it.
LA Knight, I feel this Wyatt feud could make or break his main roster. It could.
Yep.
It could. And you know what? With Triple H feeling the way that supposedly he feels about some of the people, that's a rumor as well. And I'm going to use a lot of like, this is a rumor tonight too on some of the future topics that we're about to get into. Just be mindful of it. And speaking of Bray, let's intertwine this into it. Alexa Bliss is still seeing some of Bray's stuff. Sean, what needs to be the outcome of this? Do you read like Alexa Bliss has been in this character zone and she seems like she can't get out of it, even if she wanted to, but you could do some interesting things here with it as well. But I don't know if they're willing to go the route that I want them to. I think Bray needs to get revenge on her for turning. That is not forgotten on me for that WrestleMania turn.
Yeah, shout out to Chad. Welcome. I've said it before and I'll say it again. And you know how I talk now, Conrad. So you know I go around in circles and I bring it right back home. I said that Bianca Belair, they did Bianca Belair dirty at SummerSlam, and I felt like now WWE has done enough to have made it right. You feel me? So I think it's been enough time. I think that they've done enough to make up for the atrocity that was SummerSlam 2021. That being said, I think Alexa should win the title. I think Alexa, under this spell that Bray Wyatt has her under, is good television. I like it. I think it's fine. I think that possessed, air quotes again, possessed Alexa Bliss is a good character for her. I liked her as the goddess. I think she was very entertaining as the goddess. I also liked her as the possessed Bray Wyatt character as well. But you're right. There's this little bit of unfinished business from WrestleMania 37, and it's like, how are you going to make that work? Is she going to just come right back into the fold? Are we supposed to forget that ever happened? I say no. I say Bray Wyatt lets her back into the fold and then eventually turns on her when maybe the real Sister Abigail appears, because there's still a chance that a Sister Abigail, or is Sister Abigail done? Is she out of the picture?
I don't know. It depends on how they want to play off of it, because they still referenced it after Orton like burned down the air. You remember all that? Like Orton did, he burned down the house, I think, where she was, and it gets real sci-fi with a lot of it. And but then she was in the Playhouse though when they did the Firefly Funhouse stuff and all that. So it depends. The door is open for a lot of stuff with Bray. That's what I'm saying. Still in the middle. It could fall. This could go really good, really bad. It could just be okay.
But you see, this is exactly why I say, and I've said, and I will continue to say, that this Bray Wyatt situation cannot be fumbled, because you have a chance to make instant stars. This reminds me of the NWO. You could be, and I'm no disrespect to Conan, in his life's work. No disrespect to people like Mike Rotundo in his life's work. No disrespect to people like Big Bubba Rogers and his life's work. But at that time, those guys were mid-carders. And as soon as you brought them into the NWO, they immediately became, at least by association, main event guys, right? So you have a chance. Conan definitely was on another level, 100%. But now you have a chance with this Bray Wyatt situation to make stars out of, you literally could make stars out of nothing. Or you can rejuvenate stars. You know what I've thought of, Conrad? You're going to get freaked out by this one. We were just talking about Dolph Ziggler and how he's gotten a bad rap. Maybe Dolph Ziggler's sick and tired of WWE and needs to find some refuge inside the Wyatt family.
Could be. And I'm getting some good Dolph comments. I actually did want to visit back to this real quick. BJ, one of the best quotes I think I've heard about it. He unfortunately didn't learn the lesson Scott Hall taught. Paraphrasing: if you make everyone look good all the time, that's all you'll end up doing. It reminds me of Kurt Hennig a little bit, why he just couldn't get over that last hump to get to that main event stage all the time, and he was constantly in the main events. He was so good at making people look good.
It's a strong comment and very accurate.
Right. Damon believes after Ziggler got the concussion when he won the world title, his career was over. But I still like him. And you know what? That wasn't his fault either, though. I don't even blame anybody. That was just a bad timing for that to happen. Allen in Milwaukee. Did Dolph Ziggler win 2 world titles?
Well, Dolph Ziggler is a 2-time champion. He got awarded one, and then he won one in Money in the Bank.
Yes. And don't maybe 3 if you count NXT. I'm pushing. Demond says Bray has to get his stolen power back from Alexa, but no more black goo. I think Dolph Ziggler screwed himself. He does everything like HBK, changing his shorts to super tight or to tights. I think that's supposed to be super kicks, change up some things. At this point, he might as well just stay where he is and just ride it out, man. Everyone's thinking Bliss is going back to Bray, but what if Asuka is the one to go beside Bray? They seem to be teasing her doing something dark on social media. I've been peeping the clown masks.
Yeah, I feel you. No, but the only issue I'm having is that when it comes to Alexa, you've already dipped that toe in the water, so you have to have it pay off one way or another. She's already, been influenced by the vignette. She's already been influenced by the TV fritzing in and out. So now we have to figure out where we're going to go with it. And are we going to go all the way? I agree. There may be a chance that Alexa doesn't fall back into the Bray Wyatt fold. But then we have to now explain why she was affected by the vignettes. Is she going to say that, hey, listen, I was affected, but I was able to work through it. I was affected, but I'm not going to succumb to it. There has to be, you can't ignore it now because now everybody's starting to look at it again and say, hey, listen, Alexa's being influenced by Bray Wyatt one way or another. Let's figure out where we're going to go from here. But yes, there is definitely a possibility that she can stray away, but the question is how.
Keeping it with the ladies. We got to talk about it's boss time. Oh, so God. Rumors this week have it that Sasha Banks turned down WWE because of her asking for more money. What are you thinking about this, Sean? Supposedly she wanted Charlotte and Becky money, but they felt like she's already peaked at the age of 30? Huh?
All right. One more quick comment, literally 2-second comment about Dolph, and I'm going to jump into this Sasha Banks thing. I'm going to say something very controversial, but think about it before you respond. I think Dolph Ziggler is the finest in-ring athletic talent since HBK. Physically. Selling physically. Okay, let's move on. And that's why it's such a sad thing of what happened and what's happened to his career. Now, with that being said, Sasha Banks is the most charismatic woman in professional wrestling today. I mean, she right now can hold the world on her string. The unfortunate part is Sasha Banks has been out in the world. Sasha Banks now knows her value, probably more than she ever knew it before. And she's not going to settle. And I don't think she should. I think she should test the waters. I think she should go all over the world and do what she wants to do. I don't necessarily subscribe to the belief that Sasha Banks is at her best if she's in WWE, Conrad. I don't believe that. I don't believe she needs WWE. Unfortunately, I don't think WWE thinks they need Sasha Banks either, which I think is a mistake. There's nobody bigger than the business, right? But let's be real. Let's be real. Can you say that WWE is better without Sasha Banks? No.
This is true. And I agree with Mr. Pro Wrestling 1. Just pay the lady.
Give her the money.
I think it just it looks really bad, in my opinion, when we're talking about.
I know where you're going with this, and I am looking away from the camera on purpose because I know where you're going with this, and I'm trying to respect our platform and not take it there.
You want me not to take it there? You know where I'm going, don't you?
We can take it there, but if we take it there, I'm really going to take it there. I'm trying to hold back because I don't want to waste time on our show, but you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this endlessly, but I just don't understand how you don't see the value in Sasha. What I'm saying is you guys can do the math yourselves in the equation. out of the 4 horsewomen, Becky and Charlotte are making the most money, and Sasha wanted to be on that level with them. And I do think that the women have proven that they've been a draw since WrestleMania 35, Bayley included. And I think that they should be paid for the work that they've done. I think people view women's wrestling completely different than they did. How many years ago would we even say? 8 years ago, even completely different. The in-ring work has stepped up. It's been way better. And I just don't understand this whole, like, we're not going to pay Sasha thing. It's mind-boggling to me as a business person. And I don't know if that was a Vince side of things, and then she just negotiated, because apparently Raj Giri was right. And I see everybody saying, yeah, Raj Giri is stepping on everybody now. I told y'all back in June what was going to happen. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just wild to me. And if Tony Khan is able to pick up the bag here, I'm not mad at it. I think it would be a good pickup for AEW. That's something you could build off of with Sasha Banks, personally. And if it's just her going to New Japan to do this deal, I can rock with that as well. Let Sasha Banks go to New Japan. There's plenty of great wrestlers over there for her to work with, especially that IWGP women's division. Let her get that off the map. I never thought we would see that as fast as we did with Stardom coming over to work with New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's great. I love it personally. Sean, get into it, man.
Which one of these things is not like the other? I don't like going there because I'm starting to gain a little bit of a reputation of being somewhat of a, what I am, which is someone who likes and believes in equal rights and believing that everybody should be treated fairly. I've gone on several, I think I can safely say, you correct me if I'm wrong, you've always been very honest with me, Conrad. I think I've gone on educated, respectable tirades about Kofi Kingston and about Bianca Belair. You can't tell me with a straight face, and you can tell by my tone that I'm extremely serious right now. You can't tell me with a straight face that Sasha Banks is just plain outright not better than Charlotte or Becky Lynch. You can't tell me with a straight face that you 100% are certain that just straight up, Becky and Charlotte are better than Sasha Banks. So if you're gonna tell me with a straight face, or you can't tell me rather with a straight face that straight up Charlotte and Becky are better than Sasha, because quite frankly they're not better than Sasha, or if you want to be fair, you can say maybe you're on the same level, but you cannot tell me definitively that they're better. So if you can't tell me definitively that they're better, then why would she not be paid on that level?
Rumored, once again.
Yeah, rumored. Is it because she doesn't have as much experience? It's not it. Is it because she hasn't shown herself to be worthy of a main event? That's not it. Is it because she's not good in the ring? No. Is it because she lacks in promotional skills? No. Is it because she doesn't appeal to advertisers for opportunities outside the ring? No. So what is it? I know you know where I'm going. And it's the last place that I want to go. But if it's not what I'm thinking, tell me what it is.
It could be the whole they don't like the punk attitude thing, the people who believe in themselves. But, Sean, I keep going back to this analogy, and I think it fits when I say this. It's the Macho Man Randy Savage. Randy accepted it because that WWE was crushing things at the time. How many times are you going to tell me that I'm great, I'm the best, when someone gets hurt, I need you? And then to be told, oh, so-and-so's back, I need you to put them over. Mm-hmm. Oh, this person, I need to elevate them. Can you do that for me? How many times are you going to want to hear that when you're trying to be the best? And you're like, well, what do I need to do to be there? And you don't have an answer. When there's no goals, Your goals need to be SMART, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. If you cannot promise someone that stuff, you are going to get an angry person if you're trying to play them all the way on a string. And most of the times, that's what your jobs do anyway. And then it's just once you figure it out, it may be years down the line. You may have to wait a couple years to get a new position. But when you figure it out, you're out. You're done. You're not playing that game anymore.
It bothers me on such a high level. And again, I know we've had a lot of fun on this show. Our viewers have gotten a chance to know me. I'm very, outspoken and like to have a lot of fun. This is hard for me because this is something that hits close to home. I'm a social justice advocate at my alma mater at my college. I'm very passionate about this subject matter. And I'm not saying this is what it is. But if it's not that, then tell me what it is. And I appreciate how you just articulated your point, Conrad. That could be what it is. You just,
for the record, I'm in full agreement with you. I'm just trying to keep it together.
I appreciate you, brother. It's hard. It's just hard to wrap your head around why and not go to a dark place. And for me, I just wish it wasn't the case, man. I wish it wasn't the case. We're not talking about me sitting up here saying, and I've never said this, this is me being very sarcastic and very facetious. I'm not saying Virgil should have been the WWE champion. No, that's silly. That's silly. But for me to say in 2022, going into 2023, that Sasha Banks is good enough to be the face of the women's division, I don't think that's a stretch.
I think she had the best women's main event match so far. Out of the matches that have main event at WrestleMania, Sasha's the one you can bank on it, pun intended. Like, she always delivers in her matches. There's no stinkers. There's not. And like I said, with the 4 horsewomen, you could put all the weaknesses. Yeah, there's going to be a time where Sasha's 4, she's 3, then she's 2, then she's 1. And you could do that with all of them. Nobody's perfect, but I think all 4 ladies should be making the same money, though, because they can all deliver for you. And if one goes out, the other one's going to fill in. Yeah. It doesn't matter. And I'm saying this, and you know how I feel about Charlotte. I think she's been in that women's title picture way too much.
Yes.
I don't blame Charlotte and Becky either for getting their bread. This is a company problem, not a independent contractor problem. More on that momentarily.
Oh, my God.
But we're going to get into that. Trust me, because I'm going to bring up something here. Damon says, I think, she really wants an AEW style contract so she could come and go as she pleases, pay me big bucks to stay exclusive. But if she has to ask for Becky and Charlotte money, let me call Dr. Umar. Six said, I'm choosing to go with that, but that card is always going to be in the deck when it comes to WWE. They know she doesn't need them to succeed, and that drives them crazy. Yeah. I think that's a big problem for them.
Shout out to Sick 87. I think I was trying to read that and coagulate that in my mind. I'm thinking that he stands in agreement with us on this, or
yeah. He said that he thinks she rubbed someone the wrong way. I don't think I read this one. Maybe they think she's arrogant. Sometimes people confuse arrogance with confidence.
But
there is a difference.
The comment he made afterwards, I think, is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he pointed up to it. I think that was supposed to be look at this, but the YouTube and YouTube and Twitch ones, they get coagulated, as Dusty Rhodes would say, if you will. Mm-hmm. Let me see, where was I? Matt Lopez actually had a comment too that I wanted to mention. Apparently, there's a rumor that the current IWGP Women's Champion Kyrie may appear in the Rumble. They need women. Put her in. I have no issue. Rousey's best match in WWE was with Sasha. You know what? Rousey's my second favorite Rousey match. You might be mad at me for saying this one, bro. Mm-hmm. Nia Jax is my second favorite.
It wasn't bad. I'm okay with that.
No. But to put that at number 2, people will be like, Nia Jax. That was my second favorite match of Rousey's, though.
Well, not Nia Jax. it's not horrible when she's not hurting people, but she usually hurts people. So I guess, that's the deal.
I just feel like it would be a shocker to some to hear me say that, but I like the matches with Nia.
I'm no Becky.
I'm also weird. I like Roman and Braun too. Weird.
I'm no Becky Lynch apologist, but she punched Becky. I'm not going to get into it. She literally punched Becky in the face and acted surprised that she broke her nose. I mean, that's reckless, bro. That's reckless. So, for you to say Nia and Ronda is your second favorite Ronda match, that's cool because Nia is a talented person. It's just she needs to get her. I mean, she got fired probably, in my opinion, because of her recklessness.
I did not see that episode.
Or budget cuts.
I didn't see that episode of This Is Awesome on Retro Video Games. Let me know, man. If you got a clip, send it to me. I'll check that out. I think y'all got it right, but it's not right. Yeah, I agree. Independent effing contractors. Derek already knows where I'm about to go. He's heard me rant about this time and time again. Sasha left to chase her dream to wrestle in Japan. Yeah. And if that's what she wants to do, do it. Matt Lopez said Nia Ronda was good. I think Nia didn't know her own strength. When you're in that ring, you better know it. Now, this is a very women's heavy show. Don't you ever say Clash of the Podcast every Monday, 6:05, doesn't bring the women talk. And we're getting into this now, too. The thirst is real. Get your water out, boys. I know you're in the chat. I saw the thirst.
Me and my brother are taken. We're not tripping, but she's a very attractive woman. Get it out of your system, everybody. Let's stay focused.
I was about to hit the Bow Wow T-Pain. Out of your system. I'm good for some old ass references for some music. The Mandy Rose situation. So many were shocked. Mandy Rose was the NXT Women's Champion. And Mandy Rose dropped the NXT Women's Championship
out of nowhere.
I didn't watch. I was too busy watching what we're going to discuss as the last topic of the day. What happened with all of this, Sean? Like, it was supposed to be at New Year's Evil, and that's like in a month. And then they were just like, nah, do it tonight. Rumors, once again, these are all rumors that she has a website.
OnlyFans. I don't think it's really. I don't think it's OnlyFans, but it's in that realm.
I believe it's called Brand Army, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. Someone in the chat will know. Someone's in with it. So she had one of those sites. I did happen to see one or two of the pictures, not because of that, but because of Twitter. So I saw the content she was producing, and it led to this great debate amongst wrestling fans. And I really want to hear what Sean's got to say about this, because we didn't discuss any of this.
No, we didn't. You'll be mad at me, bro, because it's not. I don't really have a lot of strong analytics on this one, analysis on this one. I think it's fairly simple. I think this one is cut and dry. I think that they approached Mandy Rose about this private page, that it was a little bit too racy for WWE. Now, whether or not it is too racy for WWE, that's neither here nor there. That's a matter of opinion. But at the end of the day, when you work for somebody, it really only matters what they think, right? Let's be honest with ourselves. And then we have to figure out as employees whether or not we're going to stick around. I think they came to her. I think they talked to her and said, hey, listen, whatever you're putting up. I haven't seen the pictures, but or the videos or whatever she put up. But whatever it was, I guess it was too racy for them. And they approached her and they said, hey, listen, we need you to take it down or discontinue this activity.
Rumored all of this once again.
Well, again, thank you for pointing that out. And because we can't as WWE, we can't have that, and it's just a little bit too far. I know we're kind of trying to bring back the Attitude Era a little bit, but we're not quite there yet, and we just can't have that. Okay, we can't have Sable and Playboy in 2022, right? So it is what it is. And then I think Mandy Rose was like, to hell with that. I should be able to do what I want on my free time. And then they said, well, I'm sorry, then you can't work here. I think that's what it was. I don't think it's any more than that. I don't think it's any less than that. I think it's unfair. But then again, I can't really say it's unfair with a clear conscience because I haven't seen the pictorials. So I don't know what the material looks like. If anybody's seen it, is she nude? Is it? I mean, let's be grown about this. We're going to talk about it respectfully. Is it sexual?
I mean, I guess it depends on what sexual counts as to you. Some people see nudity as sexual. There's very conservative sides to this, and then there's that. Yeah. I guess it depends. Like, so here I'm gonna go the opposite route. So are you saying WWE's within its rights? You think to just say like, hey, you got to bounce if this is what you're gonna do?
I want to be clear, Conrad. I think WWE is within their rights, but it's a matter of opinion of if they're being too stringent. Them being too stringent, I want to be clear about this, brother. Them being too stringent is not the point. It doesn't matter if they are. It doesn't matter if they're not. If WWE says that you can't sing your ABCs, or you're going to be fired, and you go in there and say, hey, listen, sing it. Why should I not be able to sing my ABCs? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm saying as the owner, the powers that be, the board of directors, you can't sing your ABCs and be employed here. And if I choose to continue to sing my ABCs, I'm going to be subject to termination.
Right. And by the way, the website is called Fan Time or Brand. I thought I said Brand Army. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. 6 at 1 or 2, he says. That's why I was making those faces for those wondering. I was like, cut it out. Demond says, I'm not a subscriber though. Peace. Thank you for letting us know. Chucky also let us know in the chat. Mr. Charles Lee Ray. Cray says, unpopular opinion. Never found Mandy Rose attractive. If I had to choose out of Toxic Attraction, Gigi is a popular one. And how do you feel for the rest of Toxic Attraction? They're gonna have to deal with this. That's one of the hardest parts about being in groups.
I feel bad for them, but if rumors are correct, I think I won't be feeling bad for them very long. Because
I think they're getting the call up.
There might be a replacement also that might be just as good, if not better.
Ooh, wait a minute! I didn't hear nothing about this. Go enlighten me.
The rumor mill has been swirling that Chelsea Green is coming, and she might be the Mandy Rose replace. Toxic Attraction, I think, will live on if the rumors are true. Again, this is just a rumor, but there is a rumor going around that Chelsea Green might be taking Mandy Rose's place in that group, and the group will survive.
Right. Chucky got a fan time. Chuckaroo, I don't need to see you in the skippies. I don't need to see none of that. All right. I see enough of you on your television show, good sir. Derek comes in and says if she wants to show her body on her own, I think that's supposed to be effing or a thing on her own time. Mind your business, he says.
Is that Derek? Like Derek from?
Yeah.
All right. Big shout out to you, Derek. God bless you, man. But I want to double back on. I want to double down, I should say, on that. And I'll actually throw out my opinion, which I didn't before. I think it's bullcrap. If she is not doing anything to hurt the company, I think it's bullcrap. But again, if your employer tells you you can't sing your ABCs at work, or you can't sing I can't see you singing your ABCs on social media, it doesn't matter whether it's fair or not fair, bro. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it doesn't matter if it's fair. If that's the rules, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, does that make any sense?
Right. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to WrestleMania, who has joined us. What is good? Produces some good content, lots of different things, whether you're a fan of like Supercard, wrestling games, wrestling content in general. Really good stuff. So shout out to you, brother. He's got a great TikTok as well. And Damon, I see you. You made me laugh again. Y'all got to stop doing this to me in the chat when I'm trying to read these comments for you. I want to get to this point, Sean. This is where my argument is. So I hear you, but the way WWE has treated people in the past, they don't know the definition of an independent contractor. I want you to sometimes play the role of, would you do this to a plumber? Is one of the first things I try to think of when it comes to pro wrestling. I know it's different, but listen to me for a second.
Go with it. That's a good analogy.
So when a plumber comes to your house, let's say Vince McMahon, WWE, old school model. I can't remember the years where this was in effect, but let's say that he said, oh, before you come into my house to be a plumber, I need you to wear this outfit since I'm the one paying you. This is happening. It's a service and you work for me right now. That's not what you can tell a plumber. Number one, you can say, oh, well, he's going to get dirty. That's his job. Pro wrestlers are going to get dirty, and that's their job. Vince McMahon put a uniform code in. You know who has uniform codes? People who work at places that they're employees. Burger King, they have a uniform. McDonald's, Target, Walmart. And I'm not downing anybody for working at those places. What I'm saying is that they are employees. They get health benefits. Vince McMahon doesn't want to pay health benefits. I get it. Pro wrestling, dangerous sport. You get a lot of injuries. You don't want people taking time off and you got to pay for all that stuff. Why on earth would I incur another expense that I don't need to? But you can't treat people like they're not employees. So when Mandy's going to get money from something else that doesn't have to deal with WWE, I don't understand how they could put their hand out and say, we either want a piece or you got to go. The Twitch thing is what I'm referring to. Like, either we want a piece or you got to go. That's not right, in my opinion, with it. And that's where I do agree. And I know you did mention that. Like, I think it's hot garbage. That's the argument people should be making, not the whole, oh, this person did Playboy this many years ago, or this person did that this many years ago. Forget it. It's a different time. I get it. Different place. It looks hypocritical, especially if Shawn Michaels was the one to mention it. That was the other rumor, that Matt Bloom, formerly Prince Albert, I just still laugh at that name every time I say it. The dude, the actual athlete, and we had to call him that. But Matt Bloom mentioned it. Shawn sees it, and he says, let's have the conversation. Shawn Michaels posed in Playgirl. Like, that's hypocritical. Like, you're like, you should have definitely had Albert come in here and tell me this instead. Like, I just, it's very weird, man, how they did all of it. Very weird. We got some comments up here from BJ here saying that hold on, I'm missing a piece of this. Saying it is sexual. There's some blatant and non-blatant nudity from what has shown up on my Twitter feed. If there's no, we're getting into this. This is getting weird now. If there's no penetration, it's softcore. We're gonna act like Seth ain't got oil wrestling vids on the web. I don't know if he does, but like you said though, but Shawn brings up a good point too, though. If you're underneath contract, people are going to associate that with your brand too.
Unfortunately, fair or unfair, it is what it is.
Yeah, so I don't want to just make it seem like, oh, WWE shouldn't do that. My issue is with what is an independent contractor and what are you going to allow them to do outside of it. Vince McMahon and them have taken deals from people. I won't mention who, but they took a Slim Jim deal from someone and gave it to someone else. They're like, no, that's not the guy you want. Why did you have to get in on something when they contacted me? You did. That's wrong. So that's where that old regime, I should say, definitely did some shady stuff like that. Six said, as someone who's done extensive research on this topic, I can say based on what I saw, there is no way that she didn't know that she wasn't going to eventually get fired for that content. And she might have been doing it on the DL too. She might have just been saying like, hey, if you pay extra, I'll send you this. And some fan just put it out there. Because how do these get out on those sites? I don't know. Maybe it's screenshots. I don't know how it happens. It's there.
The reason why I'm not sure about that, I'd probably go the route of her knowing, is because I believe there was a conversation. Again, it's been rumored they had a conversation with her. And she said, no, I'm not going to stop. And then so there's no way I don't think this is a leak situation.
Really? Yeah. Well, I'm saying once the leak happens, though, and it's out there, and if you can find it.
No, but what I'm saying is, though, bro, like, let's say there was a leak. Let's go with your theory. But then I still think WWE came, again, this is just rumored stuff. I think WWE came to her. Let's assume it was a leak, and WWE came to her. Hey, have you been recording some risque content? Yeah, I have. Well, if you're going to continue working, you got to stop.
Right. And thank you for that correction. Chelsea Green, somebody said, Rob hit boo. I know Rob is not a fan of Chelsea Green and the major players. Derek says, shout out Shawn.
Derek.
Let's see here. Respect the Deathmatch King. Please stop calling Cardona that. He wore that Macho Man attire and had those people ready to get so mad at him in New Jersey. Let's see here. WWE's been saying for decades, who TF is going to check me, though.
That's a fact.
You know who did? Phil Brooks. He won a court case against them finally. The problem is they bleed you out for your money. They're very, very smart when it comes to this. They know how to play the games. They got great lawyers.
He's coming back, Conrad.
Punk?
He's coming back.
To the E or to...
Yes. That's my prediction. He will be back.
Well, save your prediction, Sean, because that was going to be mentioned off air, but I'll save it for off air. We won't announce anything yet, but I have an idea for something. Chelsea Green might take Mandy's spot in Toxic Attraction. Let me see here. Hold on. I'm going to try and get through these comments real quick, and then we're going to move on. If I tell the plumber to take his shoes off before coming inside my house, it's up to the plumber if he still wants to do the job. I don't agree with the firing, but it's their company.
Agreed.
I've seen more nudity on my Twitter feed. Matt says,
I've seen more nudity on your Twitter feed too, ML.
I will second that. In my curiosity for research purposes, I have seen more hardcore stuff on Twitter. Yes. Go ahead, Sean. I'll let you rock with some of these comments for me.
Yeah, let's keep in mind also, this is from Sick with It 87. Let's keep in mind also that it's not fair to bring up people like Seth, Paige, Charlotte, etc. I'll include Xavier Woods as well when we talk about this, because those people had their private moments leaked without their permission. Mandy did it and charged a fee. Big difference. I agree with you 100%. Sick with 87. Craig. They took a tattoo ink appearance from Punk and gave it to Orton when Punk was friends with the owner. Very unfair. I agree, that's messed up. McKinney, I don't think it's about the money or the third party. It's about the nudity. It's a stain on the brand. And at this point, with what Vince had going on, WWE needs clean image right now. I agree. Positively E, let them hang. Positively E also. True Chucky a dude. True Chucky a dude was looking at Tony Storm's OnlyFans at an event, and Tony put it on her OG. I think he meant OG story or IG story. Probably IG story.
I'm hoping IG and not. I hope that I can't learn any more websites, y'all. So that's it for Mandy. We're gonna continue on the rumor mill real quick, but I did want to mention this because this happened. Was it last week? I can't even remember right now. 2 weeks ago. Matt Riddle, we don't know what's going on with this, and I kind of wanted to get Sean's perception of what part of the rumors he believes and what part he doesn't, because I'm kind of conflicted on this one. Matt Riddle is rumored to be suspended for a second time, and when you get suspended for the second time for drugs, this is not marijuana, because marijuana is now okay in the WWE, and they've also put it on this man's gimmick, so I assume that it's fine, and there's no more fines for it and everything else. But it was the classic, you either go to rehab or you're gone from here. You're done. That's one end of it. Someone else has chimed in, though, and said that Matt Riddle was not suspended for drugs and that he's dealing with a divorce situation. Someone close to him in the family. Sean, what do you believe? What say you?
I hate to say it. I tend to believe the drug situation. I just think that everything went down kind of weird. I think that the way the storylines were playing out, that he was involved and he was intricated in a storyline that would kind of divert me from thinking that he was going to WWE manager and saying, hey, I need some time off because I'm dealing with a divorce. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, up until literally that week that he got suspended, he was still doing his thing with Elias. As crappy as that storyline was, that's neither here nor there. He was entrenched in it, and I think that it's more believable. No disrespect intended, just my opinion. I think it's more believable that something urgent happened, that something quick happened, that something out of nowhere happened, hence the suspension. That's the route I would go.
I don't know what contained in this, because here's my thing. I thought all WWE suspensions were announced on their website, and I don't remember seeing a 30-day one.
I don't think it's 30 days. I think it's 6 weeks.
I thought it was 30, 60, and then you're gone for the third violation.
That's true. I do remember that being the case. Maybe.
Am I just going way too old and they've maybe amended it?
Oh, I don't.
If somebody knows, please.
I don't think you went too far. I think it's a possibility, and I think that was what it was. But I think that whatever the situation is right now, I think it's different, because I heard 6 weeks.
Okay, and some people are trying to say that maybe it's a mixture of both things. BJ brought up David Bix as well and said he brought up info on his Twitter. It makes it seem like drugs, but also got brought up because of the divorce proceedings.
All right.
So Yeah, maybe it was take time off and get that stuff clean. Like someone said, WWE's image is hurt right now. Like they look really bad to people who don't watch pro wrestling. We sit up here and talk about it all the time because we are like walking knowledges of dark side of the ring. Like we'll tell you some bad stuff. Who you want to know something bad about? I'll tell you what they did. Mm-hmm. It seems like wrestling has a really bad closet for some of this stuff. BJ said he supposedly had his first strike this summer, and that's why he and Rollins didn't fight at SummerSlam.
Right. I mean,
but they used to. You remember they used to announce it though. They would be like, Conrad Cushman is suspended for 30 days for his first strike of the WWE wellness policy.
100%. But I think this is extenuating circumstances. I think something's going on, and all we can do is speculate. None of us work for WWE, but I think from a speculation standpoint, I just think the way the situation played out leads me to believe. Again, there's no proof, but it leads me to believe it's a drug-related matter because, or let me rephrase that. It leads me to believe it's a punishment-related matter. For whatever the infraction may have been, is some kind of punishment. Because to take time off to deal with your divorce, it wouldn't have played out that way. It wouldn't have played out in the way it played out. It just was a situation. I mean, we're talking about them being entrenched in a storyline. Sheamus took time out to get married, right? But Sheamus was in a situation where like he got beat up to be off TV for a few weeks just in time to come back for the pay-per-view. Literally, didn't Elias and Riddle just get together and just were about to challenge for the tag team titles, and then mysteriously the tag team title match gets messed up because he gets attacked? That to me that screams punishment.
Yeah, too much of a coinky dink for something that you had advertised already. And you're hoping Triple H isn't pulling the bait and switches like Vince. And BJ brings up a good point too here. They might have changed it up after the PR stuff. I think it was a little demeaning to announce the punishments beforehand, but I think Vince had to do that to show I am doing something versus before when it was kind of, you smoked marijuana, put your hand out, buddy. All right, now you're my top performer. Don't do that again, because that's what was happening sometimes in the 80s, according to people like Greg the Hammer Valentine and others who said they knew I was doing it. Like they just said, don't do it again. Okay. And then we would just do it again, and hopefully nothing bad happened after that. So lot to think about with this.
He's been very poor over the years in control. Not really control. I take that back. He's always been in control, but in his execution of rule enforcement, he's been very selective, and that leads to bad business.
Yeah, and listen, the world of pro wrestling doesn't make it easy to punish a top star. Believe you me. You want to flush money down, or do you want to? That's why they still have those rules in place that we'll write a storyline to you have to stay until we say it's time for you to take the punishment. So some of those may be weird. And Sean, last topic of the day. So make sure you guys are getting those likes in if you've stuck with us long enough. Please help us out with that. Audio listeners, thank you so much. Take time, give yourself a big stretch, get a little bit of a drink, whatever you're doing right now. Last topic of the day. Might get heated, might get funny. I made this one myself. Vincent Kennedy McMahon was in the news once again here, Sean, saying grapefruits. And he says that he wants to come back to his company. He said he received some bad advice. Now, this all happened on the same day. We had the Dark Side. I believe it was by Dark Side of the Ring. I don't know if it was the same. I don't think it was the same guys, but they called it the 9 Lives of Vince McMahon. And it was basically a rehash of all the Dark Side of the Ring stories. Mm-hmm. They brought up so many different things. And I don't know, man. I don't know about all this. So Vince says he wants to come back, and I'll keep taking a different approach to this. So you can give your opinion on it, and chat, please feel free to chime in. What do you think about Vince McMahon and the whole, I want to come back, I was given bad advice, this is my, he kind of gave this like, this would have all blown over by now if I would have just stayed. And
I'm going to preface what I'm about to say by saying that nobody can really truly speak from a perspective that's firsthand if they are not that person, right? That's the definition of firsthand. You are that guy, right? So I don't pretend to be that guy. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a millionaire. And I'm not the owner or former owner and founder of WWE. My perspective, respectfully, I don't agree with some of the things he's done personally, allegedly. I think Vince McMahon, you can. There's so many words that people would come up with, and I'm going to give you my word. There's people's always he's terrible, and he's the devil, and he's horrible, and Vince McMahon is a selfish person. That's what I've come up. That's my synopsis of the situation. He's a selfish man. He has continued to allegedly, because I wasn't there, put people in danger, put people in uncomfortable situations, mess with people's careers, and allegedly now even use his power to manipulate people sexually. He wouldn't be the first and he wouldn't be the last, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Vince McMahon. I think he's selfish, and I think that with what he has allegedly gotten away with, that he should take his ball, go home, and be thankful that he's not in prison. And when you look at it from that perspective, okay, guys, when you look at it from that perspective, Conrad, everybody listening, he should be very content staying home and enjoying his freedom. But because he's so selfish and because he's so vain, though we've talked about how the product is not that much better than what it was when he was running it, it has been better, right? We can agree on that. It's been better, not that much better, but it's been better. And he hears those rumors and he hears those opinions and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like that somebody else is running his company better than he did. So what he wants is to come back to restake his claim as the man of WWE. I think it's selfish. I think it's very immature for a 70-year-old man, 70-plus-year-old man to not have the foresight, the knowledge, the wisdom to say, hey, listen, God, well, I'm a Christian, so I'll go with God. But whatever your guiding force is, God, the universe, I've been given chance after chance. I've messed up time after time after time, allegedly, and I've gotten away with it many times over and over and over again. Maybe it's time for me to just sit my butt down and relax and stay out of the way. But he can't because he's a selfish man. That's my perspective.
Well put, I would say, for most of that. Vince McMahon has been one of the most successful wrestling promoters of all time. That I think is a tough one to argue. Maybe you could find someone out there that you could say, well, if we're not just basing it on money, look at this, look at that. But most of us grew up on Vince McMahon's pro wrestling. I think Vince McMahon, like Sean said, is selfish, and he has always lived his life through this business. He found something he was good at, and he ran with it because that's the type of person he is. And I just don't understand why he feels the need to be involved in this. It's shown that it works without you. You're not needed, and it would be what's best for your company. And he said everyone was scared to speak on Vince. I don't think that they're scared to speak on Vince. I think they don't care to in either a public setting. CM Punk already said what he was going to say about Vince. I don't think he's going to, he doesn't need to say it again on camera. What's he going to say that's different? He said how he felt about him. He's like, yeah, you lied to me a bunch of times. Jim Ross is done with them because of the Ric Flair plane ride from hell. And that's another story in and of itself. Apparently Flair and JR have beef. And I lost a lot of respect for what Ric Flair said about Jim Ross in that whole debacle. But I just think people aren't messing with Dark Side because Tommy Dreamer got in trouble. People in the wrestling business stick together. So once one person got in trouble, I'm not going on there. They might flip it or change how I'm saying things. So people were done with it. So I don't think it was that they're scared. I think they don't want to have to deal with any repercussions that'll come out from it. Someone said Vince better stay at home. Vince needs to stay at home and stay off my television. Yeah, everybody's saying it. Mr. Pro Wrestling has some very harsh words there for Vince. If Vince McMahon is that bored, he can start a new wrestling company or maybe buy the NWA. I don't think Billy's selling. And I don't think anybody wants Vince involved. Don't Vince got a mansion, chill or go? The problem is he's never chilled. He doesn't know how to chill. He's never done it. The dude still wakes up probably in the middle of the night to go work out. He's crazy. He doesn't want to sleep. Six said the 9 lives of Vince McMahon was lame. They're especially lame for leaving out what allegedly happened with Ashley Massaro overseas. Yes, I was surprised that wasn't mentioned.
It's my fault. Am I late? It's out already?
Yeah, that happened last Tuesday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, like they said, though, to save you your time, if you've seen Dark Side of the Ring, it's essentially a clip show with a few things added in with Dave Meltzer and like Brian Alvarez and Vince Russo and them. Vince Russo did let us in on an interesting tidbit that Vince and Linda have been separated since at least 2012 from what he's heard. So that's a long period of time. I always thought that political run was the divorce money, though, because that was a lot of money. If you go back and watch Linda conceding to losing, and I'm not trying to get political about any of this, but look at Vince's face when that happened. He just was like, you could just see the pit of his stomach like, good God, this is not good. Yeah. That's a lot of money I just flushed down the toilet. But it's what it is. Like you said, Vince is selfish. He probably was doing it to do it. To do it for some type of gain for himself, I should say. Derek says, I don't want him back. His direction is outdated. Plus, it's not a good look for him to come back again. Might make many people uncomfortable. I've heard some of his top backers are like, nah, they don't want him back either. Here's the weird. Okay, hold on. I'm going to read Damon's comment, and I'm going to get into one last thing. The media and cancel culture will have a field day with this. A man goes back to work after all the sexual allegations and the payoff on a now rape charge from the 80s. Yes, that also... Rhea Chatterton definitely has brought up a lawsuit, and I believe the person in Tampa as well at the tanning salon brought it up too, where her husband went to the show that night to fight Vince with a baseball bat. This is crazy. Obviously, he was turned away at the door, but I don't know what's going on with some of this stuff. Needless to say, from a business perspective, Sean, Vince McMahon still owns 80% of the stock.
Right.
I don't know what rules and stuff that happens with that, but let's say they wanted to sell. Vince could make this a problem for them. You have 2 co-CEOs. Stephanie is married to Hunter. Hunter's doing 2 jobs he's not supposed to. I think the WWE corporate structure right now is a little bit of a mess, too. Like, you've got 3 people trying to go against him, and that Wall Street Journal story just didn't happen that day with Vince, and then the same thing was coming. Too much stuff's happened coincidentally for them to say, like, yeah, we don't want him back.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question about that. And there's a situation now where you're looking at it from the perspective of, hey, listen, like you just broke down, he's gone, but is he really gone? Like, he has so much equity in the company. Like, it's like he could make this quite miserable if anybody tried to make a serious change.
Yeah. Vince is like, let me run this company into the ground. And some people said, like, would it be beneficial for AEW if Vince ran it? Yes, that's what AEW wanted for a few more years, so then they could become the new favorite. That's what happened. Triple H also came back, and I think that's what hurt him. It wasn't just Brawl Out or the Gripe Bomb, whatever you want to call it, with Punk in them. It was Triple H running things. Vince is gone. It's fresh. It's new. People were going back towards WWE. He said, what did Flair say about JR? He basically blamed him for the plane ride from Hell Doc and said that he shouldn't have said what he said. And he said he lost all respect for Jim Ross. And if I'm JR, I think that's a horrible thing to say if you're Ric Flair. Like, you put JR in a bad position. How are you going to blame him afterwards, you know?
Agreed.
Dreamer was wildin'. Vince doesn't like to sleep, probably because he doesn't like facing his demons. What happened with Ashley Massaro? So I'm going to use... This is all rumor. I don't know what's true, what's not.
Right, we weren't there.
But allegedly at one of the Tribute to the Troop shows, Ashley said that she was Ashley Massaro, let me clarify that, said that she had an inappropriate contact, we'll just say, with someone who was on the base there. I don't know what level they were, what rank, but it sounds like it was someone in the Army. She brought it up to Vince and company, and they really didn't do anything about it. Ashley since then has passed away. Rest in peace. And nothing ever happened with it. And I'm just surprised that her story wasn't told throughout all of this. And we went back and rehashed a bunch of old stories. I thought they would have at least brought that up. And Linda lost 250 millions. Yes, she did. Didn't WSJ report another Vince sexual assault from 2014 that was never reported on? There's so many at this point, Matt. I am lost with it. Yeah. And everyone forgot what Brock did. 100%. That was one of my biggest issues with the plane ride from hell story. People just don't bring up what Brock did. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys this. This was episode 16, but this was a blast. We almost went an hour and a half talking pro wrestling with you guys. And it flies. Like, we could still keep going probably for days.
Yes.
But, Sean, tell the people what you got coming up, man, and what you got going on with yourself.
Well, like I've said a couple weeks from now, we're finishing up the finishing touches on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly for the top 10 pound-for-pound boxers in the world. A little collaborative effort with Fight TV. Big shout out to Joel and Fight TV. It's going to be really cool. And really excited about the future, man. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly is going strong. Clash of the Podcast is going strong. And I'm really excited. We, myself and Conrad, are really excited to continue this train rolling. We're 16 episodes in, which means 16 weeks in, which means 4 months in. This is amazing. And, you guys have been with us since day one. We appreciate you. Tell a friend to tune in every Monday at 6:05. As you can see, it's Christmas week. We're here. We will be here the day after Christmas. We'll be here the day after New Year's. We're going to continue the ball rolling. And as a thank you, we want to announce now the winner, and I'm going to let Conrad take the role on this. We're going to announce the winner of our first ever giveaway. It's just in time for Christmas. Let me tell you how it's going to go down before Conrad announces the winner. The requirements were to follow Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on YouTube, which you should do anyway. The requirements were to follow Everything Pro Wrestling on YouTube, which you should do anyway, and to follow both of us on Twitter, and throw in an Instagram follow as well if you have the time. But either way, those are the requirements, and there's someone who did it right away. There's someone who has been with us since day one. We love you all. We got respect for you all, but there can only be one winner. So Conrad, let them know. And the winner will get his. I gave it away to him. Get his gift card in code form for Amazon in the email address. So when the winner is announced, who is in this chat right now, please be sure to DM me on Twitter your email address, and you will be getting your code for an Amazon gift card before Christmas. I'll promise you that, because I got a lot of running around to do, but it will definitely be before Christmas, so you can use it to get that Amazon, that last minute gift for that last minute someone. So with that being said, make sure to the winner, make sure you DM Hub_wrestling with your email address so I can send you the code for you to cash in your prize.
And the winner is... Make sure, though, before we announce the winner, to check me out on Wednesday, AEW Dynamite Review. Me and Derek will be there. We're going to be talking a little holiday bash. We'll talk some of the AEW news and rumors as well. I hope to see you guys all there. And before we get out of here, I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight, commented, left a like, showed us some love. It is much appreciated for the Everything Pro Wrestling and Hubbard Wrestling Weekly brands. Matt Lopez.
I just want to I want to go on record. I'm not going to get too sentimental. I really appreciate Conrad Cushman. He has become a friend. We started out with this just being a collaborative effort from a wrestling community standpoint, but he and I have become brothers. That's my dog, you know what I'm saying? Looking forward to potentially linking up our families for a WrestleMania weekend in 2024. That's still up in the air. But thank you, Conrad, as we get ready to close out this year. We will be back on the 26th, moving into 2023. But, just wanted to say thank you to you for your brotherhood and your partnership, because it's been a pleasure and it will continue to be. Appreciate you. Much respect. I've never done this on the air. Shout out to you and your family as well. Merry Christmas to you, my brother.
Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. All right, now I'm going to announce the winner. And the winner for the $25 Amazon gift card is, by the way, next week is going to be a Q&A episode. So I'm going to need you guys to get those questions in right away. I want some good ones. I need some old school. Maybe you can mix up some random stuff. I'll put up stuff on IG, Twitter. Maybe if you want to put up some too, Sean, and we'll put up a video. And maybe you could leave us a link and just give us a bunch of questions, and then we'll try to compile them and get some of the different ones that we can get for it, and we'll try to answer a bunch of them. That'll be next week's show. We'll just kind of do a chilled, laid back Christmas type of Q&A show for you guys. All right. And the winner is Matt Lopez. Matt Lopez was picked to win the gift card. Get at Sean on Twitter, and he will give you everything that you need, good sir.
Congratulations, Matt Lopez. Appreciate you all. This is not the last. This is the first of many giveaways. We want to make this thing interactive and to make people have fun and have incentive. The incentive should be because me and Conrad are awesome, but the other incentive should be that, hey, listen, we're going to give you guys some stuff from here and there. And if I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to probably kind of box myself in a little bit and say that I think I want to do this again the first week of the new year, but me and Conrad will talk about it. But so that's not 100%, but we're going to try and make this a fairly regular thing. But yes, ML, congratulations, my guy. And this is just another example of why Clash of the Podcast is quickly growing into a must-watch and must-listen podcast.
Yes. You guys are loved and appreciated. Have a good Christmas with your family on behalf of everyone here at Clash of the Podcast. Show some love, man. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to vote for the EPW Awards for 2022. We will be back next week with that Q&A. You better have some good questions for us. Get thinking when you see the post for them. For myself and my tag partner, Sean Hubbard, we are out.
It's Christmas. I want to end on this because it's Christmas. This is my tagline. It means a lot to me. It's Christmas. It means more this time of year. Evil never prevails. God bless.